Hey all, this is a video where I'm gonna take you through something that can help a lot of smaller boutique consulting shops, startups, or hyper growth companies that are looking to leverage AI. I've been asked by a lot of people over the last couple of weeks and months, actually, just about a few things that I've been building. And I was actually really, surprised. People were like, wow, I can't believe you built that. That seems awesome. So I just want to put out a video that shows how I did it and how it can be used. I'm going to go through my practice and how I use it. But certainly these are things that you can build yourself and go from there. So my consulting focuses on two areas, growth marketing and strategy, and also AI acceleration for marketing and sales teams. One of the things that I like to do with newer clients is I like to take them through a process where we just look at their growth strategy and we try to assess it, or they have an idea about, hey, I think I can grow here, and I'll go in and I'll kind of assess that or just build something out very quickly. It just kind of helps to get the conversation going, see if we've thought about it before, and kind of continue on from there. So I'm going to actually start with the end result of how I've used AI. So what you're going to see on the screen right now is an app called Gamma. This is just the free version. I haven't even paid for this because typically I don't even need to put too fancy of a presentation together for some of these quick analyses. But you can pay for this, or you can use the free version. And it's a great tool. And what I'm going to show you is something that I have not edited at all, because I just want to give you a sense of how quickly you can get to a great presentation, based on a custom AI research that you do. Okay, so our hypothetical is going to be Starbucks trying to win in the Northeast region. I happen to know that it's a very competitive market out there. I think most people would know that. I love coffee, so I just picked it as something that we can all relate to. Now I'm going to go through the presentation so you can kind of see, what the output was, and then I'm going to show you how I did it. So winning in the Northeast, it's going to talk a little bit about what's happening in terms of the challenge in the Northeast. So you can see there has been a decline. You can see in terms of the two big dogs, their share is declining. You can also see here that share is shifting. Where is it going? So quickly where it's going. And then there's a couple opportunities. So based on the model I built, it looks to find the context from Brian Nichols and all the information coming out about Starbucks. And it says, hey, here are some different ideas. This is a place I actually had to press quite a bit with the model. Then let's see. Then this is a really important slide. So I've put into the model a way to develop market sizing and growth strategies. It's just a PDF that I found helpful for when I was trying to do it and can train other consultants. And so that's in the model. And then the model is going to use that to develop something this precise. So what you can see is it says, in this region, here's how many people there are. Here's what the market share is. Here's what you need to do to move into growth. And so then it's going to kind of go into the different detail of each idea, how they work together, and then a path forward, right? In terms of, okay, what would we do? I thought this path forward was really good. You're identifying those trade areas. It actually has an idea where you identify the different or the amount of stores in that area that you need to reach that math that we talked about. So it's going to get that precise because I've given it that kind of information. So again, I want to repeat. This was literally an outline put into Gamma, done. The presentation's done. Now I want to show you the tool that I built. So I use a lot of ChatGPT. I use Gemini as well, quite a bit. It's important to use some of the different models that are out there just so you can see what's happening. I was using Perplexity. I've kind of moved now to Claude. It seems like those are the three big dogs between Google, Anthropic, and OpenAI. It seems like they have kind of the best models right now moving forward. This could change though, so it just kind of depends what you guys want to move with. So I use primarily Google and OpenAI's platforms for most of my stuff. Now in here, within both of them, you can create a gem in Google, and then you can create what's called a custom GPT. what I want to show you is something that I've done, which is a growth strategy assessment. And what's in here is the configuration that I want to kind of talk about a little bit. So what you do when you're configuring these models is you're talking to the AI model to help it understand what you want it to spit back out to you. Additionally, what you're doing is you're providing it with some information that helps it spit that back out to you. So when you're using a general AI, you're out here. When you're coming in here, you're in here. So the reason I bring this up is let's say you're a marketing team, a sales team, an independent consultant, a small company trying to scale up, or someone in hyper growth mode, and you want to get something done in an efficient way. You can use this to take all of your intellectual knowledge, what's in your brain, other references that are out there, and have it basically create output in seconds, what used to take you, weeks and days. So what you're going to see in here, I want to just kind of point out a couple things. The two Excel sheets are my intellectual property after 25 years in marketing that I developed. So I did put a couple hours into that. I've been working on those for a while. What's a scorecard? How do you assess your growth? What are the right metrics to look at? So that's from me. Then the rest is different materials that I've read over the years that have helped me formulate opinions that have worked on actual assignments and strategies in the past, right? So after 25 years of doing this, Blue Ocean, I think, is just an easy way to think about, okay, am I competing in a place where it's a race to the bottom, or is it something interesting where I can get that value premium, where I can get growth out of it, right? Market sizing playbook. If you look at how McKinsey or the MBBs would develop a market sizing, this is readily available information, or you can constitute the information and then identify, how you would do that. So that's what you put in here, right? And then the last thing I'll say is in the creation mode here, over the last couple of years, I'll just talk to it and say, hey, that output you did was okay, but can you start to think about this output? And then here is where you actually just use the model, right? What's nice is, it's an iterative process, but it already understands some of the things that you're going to want to do. What are the weak points in a TAM and SAM analysis? So if I had a TAM that I had developed with the SAM around it, I could put it in here and say, hey, what can you pressure test this for me? Use the market sizing playbook to test our GTM plan. So it already knows that if I give them a GTM plan where we're trying to grow sales accounts in the Northwest region, it already knows what to do with that. It's going to go through that playbook and be like, here's some holes that you really need to look into. Okay, so backing up here, I want to just say that PowerPoint that I put together, or that Gamma presentation that I put together, literally took me about 20 to 30 minutes. And you can already see that it's got a ton of value relative to how specifically you can drive growth in a region for a company. So again, these are ways to just kind of quickly get to high value. Okay, we'll do more of these. I hope that was helpful. Thanks a lot.